Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Make It Rain Ranch. I haven't posted a few videos in a while, and just to give you an update, I did have the little one where I was in the hospital. So just put in perspective what happened is I was sitting at home Friday night after dinner, and this was 2 Fridays ago. I wasn't feeling so well, and I just decided I was just going to go to sleep a little early. I'd been working out a lot over the last 3 weeks, trying to really get back into shape, riding a bike about 20 something miles a day, running 5Ks, things like that, just trying to get back into good shape again, and so I went to bed, and then my wife came in a little bit later, and I woke up and was grabbing my chest. I was like, man, I feel like I'm having acid reflux or something like really bad. I've had this before, simulated like a heart attack. And I went to the hospital. They did a full run. In fact, this happened 2 times before. I went to the hospital both times. Both times there's acid reflux. So I was like, man, this has got to be acid reflux again. And I was like, but man, it is worse than it's ever been. I'm clutching my chest, and I'm sitting in my bathroom, just literally beating my head against a wall, trying to endure this pain. Went on for about 45 minutes, and it finally started to come down. I was just doing some deep breathing just to get through it. I was like, oh man. So it worked out nice, and I got to bed, but I wasn't able to sleep. We have the beds that kind of reticulate. So I was kind of sitting up there, and I was like, man, I was reticulated up. I was like, man, try to keep that acid down. I was drinking milk. I was doing whatever I could to try to keep it from killing me. And since we're just moving houses, I didn't really have any omeprazole that was over here. It was still at the old house. So the next morning, I didn't sleep a wink the whole night. I got out of bed, jumped in the car, ran out to Walgreens. Got to Walgreens, bought Prilosec, Nexiums, antacids. I took all that stuff and figured, all right, an hour from now, it's going to start eating through that acid. I'll be in good shape. So I went to my old house, loaded up a few more boxes of books, brought them all home, decided to eat some milk and cereal, just anything to do to kill this acid. And it just wasn't going away. So I finally just bit the bullet, went into the room. My wife was still in bed. I kissed her and said, hey, I'm going to run to the hospital. I just want to make sure that this isn't a heart attack. So I get out to the hospital. They take me in. Of course, they run you into the back, and they start running all kinds of tests looking for this certain enzyme. This enzyme is supposed to be under 25. And I guess mine came back as 120. And the doctor's like, dude, you're having a heart attack, and you've been having one since yesterday. I was like, oh my God. So, because that hospital I was at was not really equipped as a cardio unit, there was one 20 miles away. They were going to evaluate and do one more test on that enzyme to see if it was going up or down. Well, of course it went up, so they immediately got an ambulance over there. When I say immediately, it took like an hour. But once they got the ambulance there, they transported me over to the ICU unit. And man, when you wheel you in there, you feel like, man, I just do not belong in here, man. There's something wrong. All these people look like they're in really bad shape, but I don't feel like I'm in that bad a shape. But, they sat there, and once I got into the ICU, the doctors came over and said, hey, they told me about all the enzymes. It shot up from like 120 to 180 to 700 something. So they were going to rush me in and do heart cath. So I went in. Hold on. So I went in, and they did the heart cath. Of course, when they explain it to you, like 1 in every 1,000 people die, I'm like, oh my God, man. I'm going to die on this operating table. Of course, it freaks my wife out too. Kids are all freaked out. I went and did it, and they came back out, and I was back in ICU again, and it turned out I had 3 really bad vessels. With heavy blockages, 8 stentable areas, but the rest were a lot of blockages. So the doctor said, we're not doing that. We're just going to go straight to the bypass. So we went with the triple bypass. Fortunately, one of those we were bypassing was the Widowmaker. So hopefully I don't have to worry about that moving forward. But they rushed, because my enzymes kept going up, they rushed me straight into triple bypass surgery. And I don't remember much after that, coming back into ICU. All I know is like, man, it's like every hour or two you're in that ICU. They're watching you 24/7. They're sticking you, they're poking you, they're prodding you, they're ripping tubes out of you, they're doing something. It is not fun being there, you know. Fortunately, I had some great nurses to help me through the whole ordeal. And then they finally moved me out of ICU and into PCU, which I don't know what that means. But I got a nice room on the water. I could see the beautiful river out there. Only if I stood up, and most of the time they keep you in your seat or sleeping, so you never get to see this beautiful river. All you see is sky anyhow, so it wasn't use having a great room if I couldn't look at that view. But it's so weird sitting in the hospital, man, because they put you in your bed, and then at 4 o'clock in the morning they usually get you out of bed, and then they put you immediately in a chair. And you sit in the chair all stinking day. They make you do 2 walks a day where you get around for like 5. I try to extend those walks as far as I could physically do it, because I did not want to sit in those chairs. My back hurt so bad sitting in the chairs in bed. I just wanted to get out of the hospital. And the day I thought I was going home, I went into AFib, which from what I understand, 30% of heart patients that have these surgeries are susceptible to going into AFib. So they juiced it up with some drugs. And interesting, they left a wire in there in my heart in case I went into AFib so bad they could just zap me out of it that way. And that thing, every time they said something wouldn't hurt pulling out of me, it hurt. I don't care. Don't let them lie to you. It hurts. It may not hurt as bad, but it still freaking hurts, man. And maybe I'm just a big puss when it comes to pain, but it hurts unbelievably. So I got released Saturday. Finally came home, and let me tell you, the recovery you can do at home seems, maybe that's just the hard parts at the hospital, and they got to get you out of the clear. But man, once you get home in your own surroundings, and you're sitting here, things are just happier and better. I feel like I've progressed a lot since then, but there's a long way to go, and I think I'm going to do this next series for YouTube on recovering from cardiovascular surgery, I guess you would call it, or something like that, you know, this triple bypass, because it's going to be a long journey back. I don't know if I'm going to get back to ever doing triathlons and stuff again, but I want to see how long it takes me to get to where I need to go. So probably end up taking you guys along on the ride. We'll see how it happens. These first walks in the morning are brutal, man. It's like I'm just trying to get going. I went on a walk yesterday, and it's almost like you start out like, hey, I just want to go one house and walk down there. And then my son follows me in a golf cart, and he picks me up and drives me back. Then the next day it was 2 houses. Yesterday it was 3 houses. So it's like, can I get out 4 houses today? You know, I'm in a very rural area, so when I'm saying like one house, we're talking several hundred feet of frontage on their properties. So they're good runs, but man, it's tiring Today, for physical therapy, instead of walking this morning, they made me do this stand up and sit down, stand up and sit down. And man, I did 15 and 30 seconds. I literally felt I was going to die. The pain in my chest was kicking. I couldn't catch my breath. I don't know what was going on, man. But it's like, when I sit down here, I feel like a 20-year-old. I can go out and run a marathon. But when you stand up and moving, you can only go like freaking 500 feet. And you're dying. So this is going to be a long, slow recovery. And I'll see if I can take you guys on the journey. We'll see what happens. All right, with that, keeping spirits up. It's the start of a new chapter in life, and hopefully I can get back out to building stuff for you in the other series. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye.